Today, I'm answering the top 5 community questions that you might have about Diablo Immortal. What is up, my friends? My name is Echo and welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. Remember guys, I do cover Diablo Immortal right here on this channel every single day, and I looked around the internet, I looked through my Discord server to figure out what the top 5 questions that the community has about Diablo Immortal. Remember, right now the closed alpha has just left us and we're all sitting here with no Diablo Immortal to play. Feels bad, but we are anticipating that next release, which is most likely going to be a closed beta. So one of the questions that I want to start with, which is actually not part of the 5 that I'm going to discuss today, is the when question. When will we see Diablo Immortal? And I did just put a video out on my predictions about when. You could see that video right here. Go check my channel, find that one if you want to know my exact predictions. But, you know, we're going to be seeing it this year. That's the short of it. So one of the biggest questions that you guys have is about controller support. Now, me personally, when I play Diablo Immortal, I like to play on my phone or on my tablet, and I will never use a controller to play Diablo Immortal. It's just not how I like to play the game. But many of you do, and I've seen this so many times across the community. So let's discuss controller support for Immortal. I actually did an interview with Wyatt a few months back and we kind of touched on this, and the answer that was given was that they were not closed to the idea. They don't have an issue with controller support, but at the same time, at that point in time, which was a few months ago, it wasn't one of their top priorities either. At that point in time, they wanted to make sure that the controls on screen were perfected so good that everyone would just enjoy and feel comfortable playing with those controls. So, in my opinion, I believe that there will be controller support for the game. There's obviously going to be ways to mod the game to do that. I'm not sure if that's going to be against terms of service of Blizzard though or not. We are not there at this point in time. But yes, I do believe that Diablo Immortal will have controller support. Number 2 is about the new class, or the one class that we have not yet seen, which is the necromancer, which is maybe the most anticipated class inside of the game. Remember, the necromancer will summon the dead to have the dead fight alongside you. This was one of the most popular classes from Diablo 3, and which obviously was not there at the initial release. It was an extended pack that you could have purchased, but here in Diablo Immortal, it's going to come with the game. It's going to be one of the 6 classes, and it's the one that we have not really seen anything from yet at all inside of the game. We've not seen much gameplay whatsoever, maybe 30 seconds of gameplay from 2018 BlizzCon. That's what we were saying about the Crusader as well a few months back, until we all got our hands on that Crusader and really enjoyed playing it because it was the strongest class in the game. Remember, all that could be nerfed and stuff, but Necromancer will be the next class that we see in the final beta stage of Diablo Immortal. My anticipation of that, I guess getting back to the when a little bit here, is I anticipate seeing that somewhere around August. Late August, I think we'll be getting that part of the beta. In it, we'll have the new Necromancer class as well as the final stage. We're calling it Hell for right now, that you're going to be able to unlock. But will it be as good as in Diablo 3? Because everyone really was a huge, and I shouldn't say everyone because I'm sure people weren't, but let's just say the Necro was one of the most popular classes in Diablo 3, very much loved amongst the community. Do I think Diablo Immortal is going to live up to that hype and do it as well? My answer is a very straightforward yes. They've done everything well, if not better than it's been done in Diablo 3, so why would the final class be any different? Every class so far has done really well in being as good, if not better, than the ones that we know from the past and the other Diablo titles, so I anticipate the same, if not better, from the Necromancer in Immortal. Now remember guys, if you're enjoying the Diablo Immortal videos, you need to let me know in the comment section below, as well as throwing a thumbs up on the video. What you can say is something like, I want to see more Diablo Immortal, or more Diablo Immortal, or Echo, you're the best, we want to see more videos from you every single day, and I know that you're going to bring them, because I will. And my biggest thing that I've discussed here on the channel is multiplayer. specifically a battle royale mode inside of Diablo Immortal. This topic is either loved or hated by the community, and it's probably 50-50. Now, people hear battle royale and they think of Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, and I guess I am talking about something similar, but what's really more important when I say battle royale is a phase of the game where all of the gear and everything that you grind is not going to impact the battles that you have. So basically, I'm talking about a level playing field of PvP. This can be done through death matches, through different types of domination matches, capture the flag matches, all of that kind of mechanic, which is not typical and which is not standard for these Diablo games. It would definitely be something that would break the mold and be very new. So the question is, do I think that Blizzard's actually going to bring that kind of PvP? Now, we have seen the battlegrounds. We have seen the PvP mechanic in Billifin as well, which is a pop-up event, which you can't really consider PvP because it's not like you could lobby up and go in. So the question that I'm going to answer here is, do I think there's going to be a lobby where you queue up and you go into a battle and you could just do that all day long like you would do in Call of Duty Mobile, in Fortnite, or any of these other shooter-style battle royale or team deathmatch games? I don't think it's going to be in the game. And I think that's going to be a big downfall, actually. It's what I think would be the strongest mechanic in the game. But at least as it sits right now, with the battle mechanic and the whole battlegrounds mechanic, maybe it's because there weren't a ton of people inside of the game, but it was difficult to actually maneuver. And I very infrequently got involved in it because of that. Also, you would go in there with your gear and with your build. So you have your veterans who are incredibly strong going against newer players who are not, and it just wasn't fun for most. So, me saying battle royale or a team deathmatch or a mode where you don't have your gear, where you go in with a standard setup and actually battle based on skill, not based on gear, I think it is so needed inside of the game. Literally everyone on the internet knows I feel this way. But if I dig deep down, and I really am honest with myself and with you guys, this is not a standard mechanic for Blizzard with Diablo Immortal. They do that in other games. So I don't actually think that this mechanic that I so desperately want in Immortal is going to come. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I very well may be wrong. Let's cross our fingers and hope that we get the game mode as an option, but I really am not sure that it's going to come. Now, the fourth question always asked is about, pay to win. How do you spend money in the game? And I did, again, put a video out about how they were talking about transactions being between 99 cents and $5.99. That does not sound like a pay to win mechanic to me, first of all, but this question is more specific to the Battle Pass. Now, we've seen the Battle Pass time and time again here on the channel. You've seen it scroll, and you're probably taking a look at that right now on the screen. And it doesn't show anything really from the lower tier. We really don't know what's going to be on the lower tier of the Battle Pass. But what we do know is that you're not going to be able to get things that you can't get for free inside of the game, such as weapons, such as gear. Those are the things that you're going to have to grind for. So what I anticipate we're going to be seeing in the lower tier of the Battle Pass, which again, I anticipate it being between $5 and $10. Well, now that we saw the payment thing up to $5.99, I guess maybe the Battle Pass will be $5.99. Not really sure. Initially, I guessed it would be around $5, between 5 and 10. But now I'm thinking maybe it's going to be $5.99 just from what I saw on that post a few days ago. But we're going to see scrap materials, things that you need to upgrade the weapons more quickly that you do unlock, things that you need to progress through the games more. Obviously, a handful more of those legendary crests and other types of crests that you can get inside of the game. Also, skins. I think skins are going to be the big deal in the Battle Pass, where at the end of the pass, possibly, maybe even in the middle, who knows where it's going to lie, but you can unlock a skin for the character class that you're playing, which means if there's 6 character classes, Blizzard, every single month or every single time a new Battle Pass comes out, which right now is monthly, which is going to be 12 per year, they're going to need to make 6 new character skins for you to unlock because you have 6 different classes, right? And if you can't just make it for one class, and if people aren't playing that class, they're not going to really be interested in that Battle Pass, at least not for the skin reason. So I think it's going to be $5.99. I think it's going to have skins, upgrade materials, things like that, more gems along the way too, most likely. and I don't think they actually know 100% what's going to be on there just yet, which is why it wasn't shown on the Battle Pass when we were looking at all of it. But definitely going to have that skin, and that's going to be the big seller for the Battle Pass. And the fifth and final question that we're going to tackle here today, mind you, I will do more videos like that as I see more questions populate within the community, is what needs to change, or what is going to change inside Diablo Immortal. Now, PvP aside, because I do think that PvP needs a massive buff and needs to be fixed up because I don't think it works right now, I think that the Shadow and the Immortal mechanic inside of the game needs to be fixed. You have your adventurers, who are the people that are just gonna play the game. They're not gonna get involved in endgame. They're gonna run their rifts. They're gonna run any PvP that's available inside of the game, and they're gonna just do the campaign. Those are the class that you would choose called adventurers. Then there's the class that is the Shadows, who are the ones that are trying to fight to become the final class, which are the Immortals. And this is what I feel is a little bit wonky inside of the game. So you have your Shadows. I think they actually work well. You get your Shadow contracts, you can go and attack the Immortals, attack their vault, do things like that to try and gain that power. But when we get to the Immortal side of things, remember, in a server of tens of thousands of players, only 500 can become Immortals. What that means is all of the amazing and epic moments and the great scenes and the great mechanics of the game that you get from being an Immortal, only 500 people are going to get to see. Now, that's not all, though, because I do think that the Immortal mechanic inside of the game is great. I think it's well done. I think it has things that could be tweaked, of course, which we're talking about right now, but I think it's really well done. But I think more people need to see it. 500 people out of tens of thousands are going to only see this thing that Blizzard spent so much time and energy to make and made it so well. It just seems a little bit off to me. So I think that it needs to be figured out where the cycle is more welcoming to more people, more regularly, more often. At least that's my first thought. Next up, I want to talk about how you become an Immortal. And remember, you're going to be forming a dark house as a Shadow, and then you're going to do some type of competitions throughout the game. And the #1 dark house, which only consists, I believe it was, of 50 people, will be promoted to Immortals. That's 50 people out of the 500. So you may ask, how did the other 450 people get populated? Well, as it was right now, the 50 that were chosen, those people, the Immortals or the head Immortal, chooses the 450 people, which automatically makes this a political game, making it completely up to one person or a council of people to choose who the Immortals are. It does not mean that they're going to be the strongest. It does not mean that they're going to be the nicest. It does not mean they're going to be the most fair. It means it's going to be the 450 people that negotiated their way into being an Immortal. That could be fine, but that could also get very ugly and can get very dirty and can really beat up on the entire mechanic of the game, leaving that reign in charge by a handful of people can be very, very dangerous. I would like to see Immortals. First of all, I don't like the whole 500 thing. I don't think it's enough. You could have unlimited Shadows, yet only 500 Immortals. It seems a little skewed, but I feel like maybe the top 10 dark houses make it. And then all the strongest will be up there. At least then they've earned their way into that position, rather than just be gifted something or being said, oh, I'm friends with this person because we're friends in real life and I just started playing the game and I'm going to get to be an Immortal, yet I'm not going to be that active because I'm not really, as diehard into the game. So it just seems like it could get very messy. I think this needs to be one of the biggest changes inside of Diablo Immortal. The entire mechanic between the Shadows, the Immortals, even some of the events inside of there and how rewards are given for some of those events just don't seem 100% fair. And honestly, in my opinion, from playing the closed alpha, I didn't want to be an Immortal. And I was only a Shadow so that I could do the Shadow contracts and raid the vault, but really I was playing as an adventurer, just enjoying the game, going through the campaign, enjoying the rifts. And if PvP were there, I wouldn't need anything more because I would spend probably 75% of my time doing player versus player mechanic battles and not really getting involved in the political battle and the fight to be an Immortal to basically save Sanctuary. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any other questions about Diablo Immortal, maybe some of the deeper mechanics of the game, you can let me know in the comments below, or of course you can come through my Discord server, which is the pinned comment down below. I mean, if it's not, it's in the description. Actually, you know what I've been pinning down below? My socials, because my socials need a stronger Diablo following. So my Twitter and my Instagram are going to be the pinned comment down below, as well as in the description. If you're interested, or if you're on those platforms and you want to say what's up, come on through. Usually on Twitter is where I send out all my announcements. Usually on Instagram is where I send out all my what am I doing throughout the day, game related or not. So yeah, those are there for you guys if you want to. I don't make any money from them, so it's not like I'm trying to make money off you guys. It's just I like to have a following of the people that I like on those platforms. But we're out for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys back here with another one tomorrow. And if you didn't subscribe yet, guys, and you're here in the video, you definitely should sub and ring the bell. Take care, guys, and be good.